question about the at the end of the bloopers for the second half of the Oran Host Club, High School Host Club. Did you guys just ad-lib everything together for that one last scene, or whose idea was it to bring it up? Was it?
Okay. Some of you are going to stay away from this mic. I think it might be me feeding back. Is it me?
Okay. I think so.
Okay. Some of you may not have a clue what he's talking about, but on the discs for Oran High School Host Club, there are bloopers. And the second set, which is the second half of this season, there's this scene in the very last episode, and if you haven't seen it, I'm going to do my best to not spoil things. But in the actual episode, it shows Haruhi and the other host club members dancing and doing things, and they're not talking. You're listening to other characters talk elsewhere. And I thought, gosh, it would be fun to know what is going through all of their heads and what they're doing. So it was my idea. Because I love Oran so much, so it was kind of like a last hurrah for all of us. And it was the last thing that everybody did. After they recorded, I said, okay, now we're gonna go back and do this scene again and do something right here. Like whatever you think Hikaru might be doing or saying that goes along with what's already been animated. So, and then we just kind of put them all together. I think the last person to record might have been Vic. Either Vic or J. Michael Tatum, who played Kyoya. Oh no! Or me! I was last! I went last! Like, I told everybody else what to do, like, be funny, say this, no that's not funny, do this instead. Okay, good, we're good. So it was a blooper, but it was almost like, you know when you get DVDs and they show the deleted scenes or the alternate ending, you know? That's what I wanted it to feel more like, so hopefully we accomplished that. There's some great one-liners in there, like, I'm breathing fire, Kyoya, this is the fire of my anger. I am the demon king, or something like that. Some really great stuff in there. So check it out. If you don't have Oran, A, go buy it. B, if you're broke, I understand. I think the bloopers are up on YouTube. They shouldn't be, but I think they're there. Check them out. So good question. Yes, ma'am.
All right. First of all, I'd like to say your work is awesome. I love Salty Best, but in an issue of Anime Insider, you said that since when we couldn't have Ed at the end of the series, since he was in the other world, that you would have him marry Jean Havoc. Do you have a crush on Jean?
I just think I feel bad for poor Havoc. He never seems to get the girl. Winry never seems to get the guy. These two need to get together, but he has to quit smoking first. These are the rules. Yes.
I was wondering, in Oran, who do you think is the best host for Haruhi?
I know who is the most like her, and that's Kyoya. So if you are of the mind that like people go together, then I would say the two of them. But if you're of the mind that opposite people should come together, then I guess her and Tamaki are pretty opposite. But I don't know that she could be with someone who's so much like her father. That's just weird. You know? Except that he doesn't, dress as a woman, except that one time. But I think Kyoya, she seems the most interested in him as a person. But it's what I love about the show is that there is so much possibility for everybody who's watching it to just imagine what they want to about Haruhi and whoever. Because she's kind of oblivious to that whole romantic side of life. I think if there were a season 2, they'd start delving into that some more, but season 1 is all about her just learning how to have friends, So, and enjoy herself.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
First of all, thank you for spearheading the reproduction of Oran, because I swear to Kami-sama that my fiance will not stop playing the which one is Hikaru game with her best friend. But you mentioned that what you do is contract work. I was wondering what y'all do in between to...
Oh, well, I direct. Personally, that's what I do. I know if I was not also ADR directing for Funimation, I couldn't pay the bills solely on voice acting. Brina seems to think that I could. She's like, if you just quit directing, you get more voice work, but I'm a little afraid to do that in this economy. And I like directing. It's totally fun.
So it's wearing 7 hats. And...
Yeah, so that's what I do. And a lot of us do multiple things around Funimation. Other people write. or adapt. It is writing, but it's adapting the translation to fit the animation flaps. So I direct and I voice act. Other things I've done, there was a time when I had 3 or 4 jobs at once. I was Wonder Woman at Six Flags for a time.
Hello.
Ching. There are pictures online, yeah. And see, I've worked for other entertainment companies that aren't anime, just as all kinds of stuff. So a lot of us have agents and just have other work besides voice acting.
Neat. Thanks.
I was wondering, when you do directing, do you have to deal with voice actors making bombs?
Yeah, we do. You mean by like leaving a joke line in there for somebody else?
No, I mean like where they would say something completely obscene, but they'd make it match the lip flaps. Like
Sometimes. But yes, we deal with stuff like that all the time. But you say deal with it like I get angry and throw things at them when they do that. I don't. I mean, it's a hard job, you guys. It's hard. You're stuck in a little booth or just a slightly bigger than a little booth, and you're there and you have to stay so focused. So it's good to have fun. It's fine. Just let them do whatever they're going to do, so long as they give me the reads that I want and make it happen besides the fooling around, then okay. And we encourage stuff like that sometimes. Like, we'll work really hard to get a line right, and then at the end say, okay, now let's do a goofy one and leave a joke in there for whoever's coming in to record next. We do it a lot. Yes?
As a voice actress, how do you determine like what kind of voice to use for a certain character? Like, how do you create their voice and then make it fit for them?
Okay. Well, the beginning of forming a character starts back at like the audition stage. We come in and we're going to audition for the show, and we get this binder full of audition sides, and it just has a little tiny picture and maybe a couple of sentences about them and like 5 things that they say, and that's it. Maybe if we've had the time, we could have done some research online to find out more about the show. Hopefully we didn't download anything illegally. But I don't have time to research shows anymore, so we just come in and go, okay, this girl. And so we take the information that's given to us, and hopefully somewhere in there is something about their age. That's a big thing. Figure out what their age is and then determine the pitch. That's always my first thing. How old are they? How high or low should their voice be? And then everything else is more about their circumstances. And that, to me, is what determines the characteristics of their voice. And there's information in the couple sentences, like she's perky, she's a cheerleader, or she's totally emo goth girl. It's just, sometimes I'll draw off of, believe it or not, other actresses, other anime that I've seen. Because you guys know, if you've seen enough anime, there are characters, the same kind of characters in every show. That's just how it works, and it isn't necessarily a bad thing. So if you can identify, that's the smart one, that's the pretty one, that's the bimbo, that's the, whatever, then you go, okay, it's going to be this kind of voice, and go from there. But then I also think of, okay, well, so-and-so is really good at that kind of voice, so I need to do something different to make what I'm doing stand out from them. So that's where it starts. And you go in an audition and you present that to a director. Maybe they do choose you for the role. Then when you come in, they may want to change a little bit of what you started with at the audition, because they know everything about the character and I know 3 sentences. So, and they'll just kind of tell you, I need it to be scratchier, I need it to be younger, breathier, sweeter, whatever. And you go from there.
Thanks.
Yep.
Have you ever worked on a series and then later that series, for some reason, never got out?
I don't think so. I don't think that's happened.
Because I know there's been occasions where they've worked on a series and it just for some reason it fizzles and didn't go with the test audience or whatever.
No, I have not experienced that, and I hope that I never do.